Teddy's pulse thundered in his ears as he backed away from the two vampires stalking toward him. Their eyes glowed with a hunger that turned his stomach. The old man, trembling beside him, whispered, "They don't fear anything, except maybe your mark." The mark on Teddy's wrist flared, a jolt of heat racing through his veins. He felt adrenaline spike, and for a moment, the alleyway lights seemed to flicker in rhythm with his thudding heart. One vampire lunged, teeth bared. Acting on instinct, Teddy slammed his elbow into the creature's torso. The impact jarred his arm, but the vampire staggered, hissing in pain. Teddy had never been in a real fight before, much less against something this fast and strong, yet somehow he moved with a surge of reflexes he didn't recognize. The second vampire lunged low, claws scraping asphalt. Teddy barely dodged, stumbling back. A sharp pain grazed his wrist. Warm blood trickled down to his sock. That jolt of pain snapped him out of any daze. "Get out of here! Inside!" the old man croaked, tugging Teddy toward a rickety door at the side of a rundown building. They scrambled inside, slamming it shut. The vampires pounded from the other side, the metal rattling dangerously. Up a flight of creaking steps they went, hearts pounding louder than their footfalls. They emerged in a cramped, dusty room lit by a single flickering bulb. Old newspapers covered the walls, each headline more bizarre than the last. Mysterious disappearances, crescent-marked sightings, vampire cult in the city. What is this place?" Teddy asked, breathless. The old man fumbled for a chain lock on the door. "A safe house, of sorts. Been tracking them for years. Destiny, you've known about them all this time?" He nodded, pressing his ear to the door. "They control the city in the shadows. Anyone who tries to expose them vanishes." Teddy crumpled into a chair, wincing at the sting on his wrist. "Why me? What does this mark mean?" The old man's gaze fell to Teddy's wrist. "That mark, it's said to be the key to their full power. The prophecy claims if they capture the bearer under the blood moon, it grants them unstoppable strength." A jolt of fear rippled through Teddy. "So I'm their ticket to becoming invincible?" The old man nodded slowly. "Yes, and time is running out. The blood moon rises in a week." Suddenly, the door shuddered under a massive blow. The wood around the chain began to splinter. Teddy shot to his feet. Can't we hold them off?" The old man shook his head. "They've got more out there. We need to run. Again." Teddy swallowed hard, adrenaline spiking once more. He had no idea where he would go or how to hide from a vampire cult with centuries of experience. But he knew he couldn't give up now, not when the entire city's fate might hang in the balance. "Let's move," he said, steeling himself as best he could. The door cracked from another impact, dust dancing in the flickering light. Teddy clenched his fists and shared a desperate look with the old man. They had to make a choice: run, fight, or give in. "Go!" the old man hissed. Teddy pushed open a side window, the cold night breeze hitting his face. Without hesitation, he climbed out onto the fire escape. Below, the alley was dark and unfamiliar, but anything was better than waiting to be devoured. He turned to help the old man out as something crashed through the door. Splinters flying, laughter, cold and predatory, filled the safe house. Every second counted. Teddy gritted his teeth, preparing to drop into the alley below. The next step might mean freedom or doom. To be continued. Like and comment to help Teddy escape destiny. Subscribe for the next part of Teddy's fight for survival against the vampires who crave his blood and the power it holds.